Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're in the basement and today we are working on this door. Really excited for this project. And it got cold in this basement, so I'll put a sweater on.
So let me show you guys what I just finished doing. So I needed some round stock of wood. So I took this countertop, the cutoff piece that I have from that side, and made these two round pieces here. And I used a trick. A lot of you guys know what it is. It's using a template like this, cutting this out with the hole, and then using this as a guide. As you can see, I messed that up, but we're not gonna pay attention to that circle. And we have these nice little round pieces of wood, and let me show you why. As I showed you guys in the last video, over here, these holes are too big. Because when you put this in place, you don't have anywhere to screw. Because there's no wood, there's no metal behind it. So what I decided to do is get this tool that's right here, which is a Bandfile, and we're going to be taking out all the wood that's in the inside and using these pucks to take the place of the wood in the inside, like so. We are going to have to make this smaller, of course, like thinner, make like cookies, and put it in there. And we're going to be using the PL glue, which is here, to hold it in place. And we have some clamps also to clamp it in place, but that's what we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing on this side, and we're also going to be doing this top part here, because if you guys saw in the last video where I made this hole, these holes strip the screws and is tight enough to hold it in place, but it doesn't really hold the turn knob well. So I'm just gonna take everything out from there too and put a piece of wood, just so that we're screwing into wood instead of just metal, so it can hold better. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. We are going to be using this brand new tool that Milwaukee released. Some could say that I only looked for an excuse to buy a new tool, but to be honest, this is the best tool for this job because it's really tight in here. So tight that it's gonna be a bit difficult to, you know, work on it and record it. Let me see if I could get this piece out. So it's gonna be difficult to record this, but as you can see, we are going to be taking out the wood from this side and this side. There's really no other way of doing it. If you do it with a hammer, you could run the risk of making dents on this side and this side, which is what you don't want. So taking it out with this tool right here, I think would be best. So we're gonna be hooking up some vacuums and setting up the camera, but it's gonna be a little difficult to record it, but at least you guys will be able to see. Get that wood out from the inside. I'll do the best I can in setting up the camera, but let's hop into this project because I'm really excited and looking forward to this project. So let's do it now. Let me show you guys what I've done. And as you can see, I've taken all the wood out. So around where the doorknob goes, there's more than enough space to use this 2-inch dowel, I guess, 2.5-inch dowel, and put it there. We're gonna have to cut it about 3/8 of an inch thick. And I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do that. And we are going to be able to glue it in place, metal to wood, with absolutely no problem. The only thing is that before I glue that in place, I want to do this side, because as you guys can see over here, I did peel off a bit of metal, and over here I got a good chunk over here off by accident. It's not too bad, but it's all right. It's nothing that the cover won't, you know, hide. But it's the least of my worry. I just want to hang this door. But as for this tool came in clutch. It's perfect. I used a aggressive sandpaper. I think this is 40 grit or 34 grit or something like that. And then I changed it for the 120 just to get, you know, something smoother, a smoother finish. But yeah, this is looking really good. Off camera, I'm gonna do this side, which I told you before is gonna be where the doorknob goes and where the turn knob goes. I'm gonna be peeling that off. So yeah, let me do that now off camera and see you guys after that. I'm done. As you can see on that side, we also peeled everything down to the metal. For some reason, I can't get deeper on this side the way I got deep on this side. Camera's not focusing, but it doesn't matter. We got off what we needed, so now all we gotta do is put this in place. See the distance. Actually, let me put it in. Gotta put this in place. See the distance from the actual body of the hardware to the face of the door, and that distance we're going to be cutting it, which I think is a 3/8 of an inch. We're going to be cutting this to that thickness and then using the PL, which is over there, to hold it in place. So let's start doing that. If you guys didn't understand what I was looking to do, now you do. Now that this hole is covered up 100%, I have somewhere to screw into and be able to hold this piece. If I could find it, over here. We're able to hold this piece right here. We do have to make a hole, which I'm gonna do from this side. I'm just gonna drill a hole from this side so that I don't have to, you know, have to put the template like I showed you guys in the last video. So that's pretty much done. Now I just have to glue it in place with the PL. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna put it right on the outside of the ring, and I'm going to use this clamp to clamp it in place. And then once I do that, I'll start making the other pucks for the other side. This side was 3/8. The other side I think is gonna be a 1/2 inch. But yeah, everything's coming out great. Only thing I'm not liking is how this is coming out right here. But you know what, man? It is what it is. It's a project, and I'm learning a lot of skills here. So that's pretty much all that matters to me, to be honest. So yeah, so let's put the PL here, clamp it in place, and move forward. It's a couple of days later, but before we talk about this, let me talk about this tool. This tool came out to be perfect for this project. As you can see, we got some dust on it, so we did really use it. But If I have to complain about it, my only complaint will be the speed. Let me see if I can focus. The speed. I don't know exactly the speed of 1 and 2. I'll leave it in the bottom left corner, but it's not fast enough. But that might be me just being greedy and wanting to work faster. But in reality, in the end of the day, this tool is perfect and it got the job done perfectly. Now let's look at the job. So I haven't taken the clamp off, but as you can see in there, it is glued on. I wanted to get some glue, you know, squeeze out around it just so it could hold on better. And let's see how it looks. That's loose, but we're looking good in there. It's in place. It's not moving. And it's perfect. We just have to do it 2 more times on this side. And that's it. We're looking good. One other thing that we have to do actually is drop this in like so. There you go. And we are going to be grabbing a drill bit and just drilling through so that we have the hole on this side. And yeah, and we're pretty much moving forward. I have to put the plugs, the dowels on this side, just how I did on the other side. But because this video is starting to be pretty long, I decided I am going to be doing a separate video on this. But instead of it coming out on Thursday, how it usually comes out, a video comes out every Thursday at 5 p.m. I am going to do something different where I'm just going to film myself installing this side, and I'm going to release that short video on Tuesday so that you guys can see the steps and everything that I took to do this side. Although it's the same thing, but in that next video that's going to come out on Tuesday, I'm going to be drilling the hole on the other side, installing these plugs, and making all the holes how they're supposed to be made so that the hardware could be permanently installed. So yeah, wait for that coming on Tuesday. This door came out great. It's new to me. I've never done this before, but it's something that I'm gonna do even with doors that don't have, you know, wood inside of it. Because sometimes on a project when it's a hollow metal door, the holes are made too big. But now with this trick, I could just get a piece of wood and put it back there and just make sure it fits between the door and the lock itself, the lock body itself. We could put the wood in there and it'll work perfectly holding the screws. Well, we don't know yet because I have to install it first, but I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So I look forward to finishing this project, and I look forward to seeing you guys on that next video, which is coming on Tuesday. So if you learned something new, you can show me by giving me a like. Any comments or questions, leave it in the comments down below. And if you want to see the rest of this door finished and some other projects that I have, consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thanks.